US inflation is at a 40-year high. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because we're going to talk about, well, the latest inflation data that has come out of the United States last night. It has reached a 40-year high. Let's jump over here to trading economics and just have a look. So the annual inflation rate in the US accelerated to 7.5% in January. Now, remember when everyone was saying it was transitory? I remember that, guys. I remember that. That seems to have dropped off the radar, doesn't it? So in January 2022, the highest since February 1982. Since February 1982. Wow. And well above the forecast of 7.3%, as soaring energy costs, labor shortages, and supply disruptions coupled with strong demand weigh in. Energy remained the biggest contributor, 27% versus 29.3% in December, with gasoline prices surging 40%. Wonder if Biden's going to get back in. So it's not surging as bad. In December, it was 49.6%. Inflation accelerated for shelter, 4.4% versus 4.1%. Food, 7% versus 6.3%. Food at home, 7.4% versus 6.5%. So even if you're trying to save money, cooking and preparing your food at home, you're being sensible, even that is getting more expensive. We have noticed that ourselves, everyone. With particularly meat is getting more expensive. Well, of course, we'd only really notice meat, but still. What else? Shelters, food, new vehicles, 12.2%. Used trucks, 40%. Medical care costs up 2.7%. So excluding volatile energy and food categories, the CPI rose 6%, the most since August of 82. On a monthly basis, consumer prices increased 0.6% in line with forecasts. The January figure includes changes in seasonal adjustment factors, with the bigger weight given to used cars and trucks and a smaller one for food away from home. But the calculations did not affect unadjusted data. And we can see here, let's go to the max range for the data here. So there you go, guys. Look at that. Okay, we've had, since the 80s, inflation not as exciting. It's starting to shoot up. Are we going to see double-digit inflations, everyone? Is Peter Schiff, is all the gold bugs, is it all coming true? We've seen more an appetite for, well, let's jump over here and we'll have a look at some of the commodities. Let's see how, before we look at how the news are reporting this, let's look at some of the commodities here. Gold is at $18.24, silver is at $23. So it's not really jumping up too much on this news, the safe havens. There we go. Gold, 18. Let's look at good old crypto. Coin market cap. We're back up above $40,000 at $43,000. Good old Ethereum is at $3,000. So there has confidence returned in the crypto, or people seeing this as their safe haven from inflation. Let's have a look how the media is reporting this. And this was an article shared to me by a viewer, and it's from The Guardian. Let's go through this. So US inflation hits the highest level in 40 years in January as prices rise 7.5% from 2021. Inflation has been driven higher by soaring demand and lack of supply caused by COVID pandemic's global impact on trade. Now, we've been following, and you know what, we'll bring up the Freightos. So let's jump over to the screen here to see the, freight index, and I'm going to just turn that off. So this is the Freightos data, and we can see the global container index. Well, it's gone down, $9,660. China, hang on, I got to log in. China to the, east coast of China to the west coast of the US is now sitting at about $15,000. And China, east coast to the west coast, is down to $16,000. So it's starting to, come back down, guys. It's not as overheated as it was. But it will take some time for all of this to just get back to normal. We might have another year of all of these issues. So let's have a look here. We'll keep going. Inflation in the US climbed to its highest level in 40 years in January, with prices rising by 7.5% from a year ago. the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported on Thursday. The rise in the Consumer Price Index survey, which measures the cost of a wide variety of goods, was the largest since February 82. CPI rose 0.6% from December, higher than expected, but still down significantly from last October, when inflation rose 0.9% on a monthly basis. Inflation in America has been driven higher by soaring demand and a lack of supply caused by COVID-19 global impacts on trade. Price rises for fuel, electricity, and shelter were the largest contributors to the increases. The food index rose 0.9% in January, following a 0.5% increase in December. The energy index also increased 0.9% over the month. After stripping out of food and fuel, whose prices are volatile, inflation climbed 6% on an annual basis. The Federal Reserve has signaled that it intends to raise interest rates at its meeting in March in an effort to dampen spending and bring down prices. In a note to investors, Oxford Economics argues the latest CPI news was likely to mean rate rises in the months ahead. The Fed sees its top priority as taming inflation. These strong price data raises the prospect of the Fed starting its tightening cycle with a 50 basis point rate hike at its March policy meeting, followed by consecutive rate hikes at the subsequent meetings, it wrote. Rising prices have battered Joe Biden's approval ratings even as the jobs market has roared back from its pandemic slump. The US economy grew at 5.5% last year, the strongest growth rate since '84, with more than 1.6 million new jobs being added in the last 3 months. But with gas prices, food and housing prices still rising, just 37% of Americans approve of how he's handling the economy, according to a poll conducted by the Associated Press, NORC Center for Public Affairs Research. Speaking in Virginia, Biden acknowledged the price hike news. I know food prices are up. We're working to bring them down. I'm going to work like the devil to bring gas prices down. Good luck to him. On Wednesday, ahead of the latest CPI release, the White House warned the latest consumer price snapshot could be high. We expected a high yearly inflation reading in tomorrow's data, says Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary, above 7%, as I think some are predicting, would not be a surprise. What we're looking at is recent trends. The inflationary increases are decreasing month to month. Okay, so it's bad, but it's not going to be as bad forever, guys. Now, I've just done a really quick poll, and I will refresh this right now, about 5, as I'm recording this, asking people if they're worried about inflation. Now, I'd like you to vote in this poll, please, and we'll go through your comments and discuss inflation a little bit more in a later video. You'll find this in the community tabs on the channel, but as of 3 minutes ago, with 11 votes, 82% are saying yes, 9% are saying no, and 9% believe it's transitory. There you go, guys. Anyway, thank you all for watching this episode of HeiseSays, guys. Check out this last video I did about, well, subscribing for add-ons to your car. Imagine paying $25 to heat your ass on a seat or to use your air conditioning. Isn't the future awesome? I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.